housing economy. What exactly are experts saying about the housing correction? Well, let's just say it one more time for the people in the back. It's a correction, not a crash. Current situation. Home sales, down. Mortgage rates, up. But there's still not enough homes for sale. So while not as many homes are selling, prices are not crashing. Now, this is in reference to residential real estate, by the way. Commercial is a completely different animal. In June, according to Florida Realtors, more than a dozen economists and analysts met in Las Vegas at the National Association of Real Estate Editors Conference. According to CoreLogic chief economist Selma Hepp, she says, "We don't foresee home price declines on a year-over-year basis nationally. We have had a lot of volatility on prices, but in most markets, we are basically going back to long-term trends in terms of home price appreciation." Let me break down what that means. What she and some other experts are saying is that while the market is cooling and there's a correction happening because those 2021 and 2022 unicorn years made things go crazy, they're not predicting major decreases. In fact, what they're predicting is that we're gonna go back to normal. And normal is typically a 2 to 4% year-over-year appreciation in prices. It's not groundbreaking, but it is value gained over time. And Florida Realtors actually said that Hepp predicted home prices for 2023 will be up 4% from last year. At the same event, the National Association of Realtors, NAR, went with a bit more of a conservative prediction, saying prices will be up 1.8% this year and 2.8% next year. This is good news for homeowners and sellers, but in a way, it does feel like another blow to buyers who are already dealing with higher monthly mortgage payments because of increased interest rates on houses that have skyrocketed in price over the last few years. But there is a light at the end of the tunnel for you buyers. At the same event in June, most of the analysts that were there predicted that mortgage rates are going to begin to drop back down to the 6s and maybe even the 5s come 2024. The easing of interest rates is going to help out buyers because it will reduce the amount of the monthly payment. But there's two edges to this sword. As soon as rates drop and monthly payments become affordable, guess what's going to happen? Buyers are going to flood the market again. And what happens when there's so many buyers and not enough houses? Prices go back up. I know, it's so hard right now. It's hard to know what to do and what decision to make. Things in the housing market are correcting and slowing, and yet maybe they're going to get ready to ramp up. So what do? You turn to the data. Turn off the national news. All they're trying to do is scare you so that they can get your attention and sell more advertising. Turn to what is really happening. What is happening is that because of the massive gains in property value, equity over time, most homeowners are sitting on a massive amount of value in their property. So even if home prices declined, which there's no evidence to suggest that they will, but even if they did, the vast majority of homeowners who had to sell would be able to sell and have money to spare most likely. So that prevents a big repeat of 2008, which is what I think most people are comparing this time to. CoreLogic recently reported during the first quarter of the year, the average U.S. homeowner with a mortgage had more than $274,000 in equity, meaning their homes were worth that much more than what they owed. Which means that foreclosures are going to remain under control. And even if we have some dips here and there, the market's going to remain somewhat stable. In the Alachua County area, the most recent numbers reported to Florida Realtors for June of 2023 show that we still only have 2.2 months of inventory. So if you are waiting for a drop in prices and a lower rate, I'm sorry, you can't have both in this market. In the end, it seems that the great crash everybody's been talking about for the last year or two was really more of a fender bender. And it's time to move on. Don't get left behind wishing you'd made a different decision. This is what's happening right here, right now, and it is time, please, to have a conversation. Misinformation is flying everywhere right now, and especially as a buyer, it can be hard to tell which way is up. And if you're wondering what other common misconceptions are floating around there, I got you. I'm Lindsey Johnson, your resource for all things real estate. See you next time.